Welcome everyone to Therapeutic Yoga today. We are going to do an entire class on lower extremity or leg strengthening today. So my focus and my intention for today's class is to start at the tips of our toes and make our way all the way up to our hips and pelvis for strengthening. Now, what you're going to need for today's class is a yoga mat. You're also going to need to use a chair. Now, the chair's got dual purposes today. The first is you're going to use it primarily for balance and support, but we are going to do some strengthening exercises using the seat of the chair. So just kind of have the chair so that you'll be able to easily move it around. And then finally, the third thing that we're going to need for today's class is a yoga block when we get down to the floor. So kind of have those things near you. And when you're ready, we're going to start in standing, working on aligning our body and finding just a really good Tadasana or mountain pose. So when you're ready, what I want you to do is start at the base of support, which when you're in standing is thy beautiful feet. So what I want you to first do is check in that you got hip width distance between your feet. So essentially what that is if you take 2 fist width, it's approximately the distance between your 2 hip joints. You can bring those down and bring them between those big toes, and that's about going to be hip distance for you. Then take a look at the outside of your feet and line up the outside of your feet with the top and bottom of your mat. And then what I want you to do then is have yourself positioned so that you're near your chair in case you need to touch it for support, or a wall in case you need to touch it for support. And then we're going to start with doing a little bit of oscillation just to make sure that we've got our base of support accurate. So what I want you to do first, and if you want to close your eyes, you can do that. If that's a little too much of a balance challenge for you, then you can kind of keep your eyes open. But essentially, all I want you to do is shift your weight to your right foot, and then shift your weight to your left foot. And then allow yourself to just weight shift back and forth a few times. Feel that point for you when entirely all of your body weight is through your right leg, and then feel that point for you when entirely all of that body weight is through your left leg. And then start to make that weight shift smaller. And as you make that weight shift smaller, kind of end that oscillation right in the center, and then take a moment to feel. Does it really feel like you have 50% of your weight on your left foot, 50% of your weight on your right foot? Once you have that, what I want you to do before we start moving our body forward and backward is take a minute to pay attention. Do you tend to lock your knees out and not use your quadricep muscles? A lot of us do. Do you tend to keep all of the weight in the back of your feet into your heels, not using your entire base of support for balance, therefore increasing our risk of falls as we age? A lot of us do. And so now what I want you to do is let's start with just gently rocking the body forward, feeling the weight going into the balls of your feet, and then rock your weight back into your heels. Now, when you do that, don't allow that motion to happen just with bending your knees. So try to keep your knees and your legs straight and rock the weight from your ankles forward and rock the weight backwards. Rock the weight forward. Feel when you get to that point that there's weight into the balls of your feet, and then rock backward. As you're doing that, start to then perceive that there's weight into the ball of the big toe, ball of the little toe when you rock forward. And then when you rock backwards, you feel weight into this inside of your heel, weight into the outside of your heel. So we commonly call that the 4 points of our feet. Sometimes we can talk about it 3 points, meaning the heel being a single point. But today I want you to really think of 4 points. So as you continue rocking, start to decrease the rocking oscillation. So minimize how much you're rocking forward to backward, and see if you can find that perfect center right over the arch of your foot where you feel the ball of your big toe on the floor, the ball of your pinky toe on the floor, the inside of your heel on the floor, the outside of your heel on the floor. And then once you have that, make sure that you're not curling your toes. Make sure you're not kind of already engaging through those long toe flexors. So just kind of wiggle the toes for a second and make sure that they're not weight bearing. And then go up to your knees. Now, a lot of us, to keep that weight into the center of our foot, we may have our knees bent too much, or we may have our knees locked out. So just take a moment to tighten your thighs completely and straighten your knees as much as you can, and then relax them and feel the knee weight and the tibials, or the leg bones here, line up perfectly with the center of that foot. Now that you have that, take your hands up to your pelvis. Hold your pelvis. And as you hold your pelvis, again, if your balance allows you to, just close your eyes for a second and perceive if your pelvis was a big bowl, does it feel like that bowl is tipped forward? Is it tipped backward? If there's any sort of leg length issue, is it maybe tipped to one side or tipped to the other side? Just get a feel for your own body here, and then start to work on tucking the tailbone under, engaging the abdominals, and tipping the bowl forward, letting your back arch, and go through that motion a few times. So that is your lumbar pelvic motion. Go through that motion just a few times, and then start to decrease that motion and find that bowl in that center position, not tip to the front, not tip to the back, tip to the left, or tip to the right. Now that you've got that, can you go back down to your knees and make sure you didn't change your position? Can you go back down to your feet and make sure that you feel the arches being where you're weight bearing through your feet? Do you have weight through the ball of the big toe, ball of the little toe, inside of the heel, outside of the heel? Very nice. Now that you've got that, right hand, bring it up onto your chest bone. Left hand, bring it to your belly. What I want you to do is stay where you are, really pay attention to what's happening into your feet, and just take an inhale. And as you inhale, feel the right hand and the rib cage lift up, literally lengthening up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, feel that falling back downward again. Try that one more time for me. Inhale, lift that rib cage up. And then as you exhale, relax that rib cage down. Now this time, inhale, lift that rib cage up, hold your breath. Can you bring that rib cage forward and look down at your feet? Now exhale and relax that rib cage down. Relax it so much now that you feel your belly nice and soft, getting good alignment here. Probably feels a little bit better for your low back to be in this position, even if you feel like you're tipping a little bit forward. Now that you've got that, take your arms, bring them out like you're holding a tray. Gently shrug your shoulders up a little bit. Rotate your arms outward, bringing the thumbs to the back of you, but don't let your rib cage change its position. And then pull your shoulder blades down like you're taking your elbows into your back pockets. Give those shoulder blades a little bit of squeeze. Feel that the rib cage isn't changing its position. Feel the weight still in the ball of the feet. And then in this position, slowly just let your elbows straighten. Lengthen through the back of your neck, settle your chin into your throat. Rest your tongue on the roof of your mouth so that the tip of that tongue is just touching the back of those top teeth. And then allow yourself here to close your eyes. So mountain pose, also called Tadasana. We were just living purely in the physical therapy world. You efficiently just worked on your plumb line of alignment of your body. So many different worlds, but all focusing and practicing the same thing. Pay attention to your feet. Push just gently lighter into the ball of your big toe. Feel as you do that, your leg bones actually turn inward. Relax that push. Push slightly into the ball of your pinky. As you do that, feel that your leg bones rotate outward and you actually feel your gluteal muscles engage. Relax that push. Now start to push into the ball and the pinky together. Feel as you do that, you feel your foot muscles and your ankle muscles and your leg muscles engaging. Relax that push. Take a slow, deep inhale into your belly. And then exhaling out. One more time, nice, slow, deep inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. Beautiful. Opening your eyes, taking your hands to the center of your heart, taking a nice deep inhale. And as you inhale, kind of bringing your fingers forward and opening them all the way back and stretching through your back, opening your chest, pointing your fingertips to the back of your room. And then as you exhale, bring those hands all the way forward, turn the tips of the fingers up, bring the thumb right to that chest bone. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling, fingertips out, opening up those arms, reaching those arms back behind you, squeeze those shoulder blades, open up through that chest. Exhaling, bringing those hands back around to the front, turning those palms, fingertips upward, thumbs into the chest bone, and final time, inhaling, opening. Really lengthen, open up through that chest, reach those fingertips behind you, and finally exhaling, coming all the way back together, palms together, bring those thumbs all the way into the chest. You've got it. Now, let's start working on strength in this body. So for the remainder of class, our entire focus is how much strength can we make in our lower half of our body. So what we're going to begin with are our toes. So here's what I want you to do. Keep your body nice and still and imagine your toes like your fingers and slowly lift your fingers up as you lift your toes up off the floor. And then as you exhale, push the fingers and the toes down. You've got it. Give it a try. Inhale, lifting up all the toes, even your pinky, if you can make it happen. Exhale, letting all of those toes go down and push the toes down. Try not to curl the toes, but actually push them down into the floor. One more time. Inhale, lifting all of the toes up. And then as you exhale, pushing all of those toes straight down into the floor, feeling all of those muscles of your legs engage. Very good. Now, this time, lift all of the toes up off the floor. Feel the weight in the ball of the big toe, ball of the pinky, and into the inside and outside of that heel. Now, can you hold the outer 4 toes up and can you lower just your big toes down to the floor? Look if you need to. Inhale, lift the big toe up. Exhale, push that big toe down into the floor. Can you feel the muscles of your lower leg engaging? Inhale, lift the big toe up. Exhale, push the big toes down into the floor. One more time. Inhale, lift those toes up, the big toes. Exhale, pull those big toes down into the floor and then relax all of the toes down. Very good. Now, find your chair, hold on for support. If your balance is a major challenge for you, what I would encourage you to do with your chair right now is to actually take your chair and place it in front of you. I'm going to keep my chair beside me just so that you can see what I'm doing with my body. But no one needs to fall trying to get stronger. So have good solid support either with a wall or with your chair at home. Keep your feet the hip distance apart. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to take an inhale, shift the weight into the balls of our toes, lift your heels up nice and high, squeeze through your calf muscles, and then as you exhale, slowly drop your heels back down. So let me show you one time to the side so you can see what I'm doing. So inhale, shift the weight into the balls of the toes, lift the heels nice and high, feel the contraction of your calf muscles, and then as you exhale, slowly lower those heels down. You've got it. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale, weight shift forward, lift the heels nice and high, and then as you exhale, slowly lower those heels down. Inhale, shift your weight forward, lift those heels nice and high, major balance challenge for some of you. And then as you exhale, slowly lower those heels down. One more time. Inhale, weight shift forward, lift those heels nice and high. And then as you exhale, slowly lower those heels down. Now, exactly opposite. Inhale, shift your weight to your heels, lift your toes, lift your feet off the floor, feel your knees straighten. And then as you exhale, drop your feet back down to the floor. So again, demonstrating this from the side if you need to see it. Inhale, weight, shift your weight to your heels, lift your toes, lift your feet off the floor. Exhale, slowly lower the feet back off the floor and weight shift back to the center. All right, let's do that 3 more times. Inhale, weight to the heels, lift the toes, lift the feet, and exhale, relaxing down. Inhale, weight shift backward, lift the toes, lift those feet up. How high can you get them? Tibialis anterior is the muscle we're working there. And then exhale, relax them back down. 1 more time for me. Inhale, lift the toes, lift those feet up as you weight shift to your heels. And then exhale, relaxing down. Very nice. Now, we're going to do 1 leg at a time. So I don't know what any of your balance or your strength of your ankles are at home. So I would highly recommend you have really good support from your chair or a wall if you need to at home. But we're going to do the same thing on 1 leg. So please have good support from your chair or good support from a wall. All right, let's begin. So start with bringing all of your weight onto your right leg. If you're keeping your chair to the side because you want to really challenge your balance, I would recommend having your chair on your left side of you right now. Otherwise, keep the chair in front if you know your balance is a major challenge. Now, here's what we're going to do. Inhale, weight, shift your weight to the ball of your toe, lift your heel up as high as you can, and exhale, drop your heel down. You've got it. So here's what we're doing. Inhale, shift your weight to your balls of your toes, lift your heel as high as you can, and exhale, drop your heel down. 3 more times. Inhale, weight shift forward, lift the heel nice and high, and exhale, drop it down. Can you get that breath and that movement together? Inhale, weight shift forward, lift that heel high. Exhale, drop it down. And 1 more time. Inhale, weight shift forward, lift that heel nice and high. And exhale, drop it down. You've got it. And we're not done on this right foot. So stay in your single leg balance if you can. Hold on as much as you need to. Inhale, weight, shift your weight back, lift your toes, lift that foot off the floor if you can, and it is difficult to do. Exhale, drop your foot back down onto the floor. Again, from the side if you need to see it. Inhale, shift your weight back, lift your toes, lift your foot off that floor. Exhale, bring the foot back down onto the floor. 3 more times. Inhale, lift the toes. Lift the foot as you weight shift back into your heel. Major balance challenge. Exhale, drop your foot back down onto the floor. 2 more. I promise we get to give this right leg a rest. Inhale, shift the weight to the heel, lift the toes, lift the heel, holding it there. Exhale, relaxing it back down. And final time, inhale, shift to the heel, lift the toes, lift the foot. And exhale and relax it back down. Take that left foot to the floor. And now let's do all of that on the opposite side. So I'm going to move my chair to the opposite side for standing on my left leg. You do what's comfortable for you at home for strengthening through this foot and this ankle. Once you're ready and you feel like you've got wall support or you feel like you have chair support, shift all of your weight to your left foot. Take your right leg off the floor. All right, let's go through what we're doing. We're weight shifting our weight to the ball of our toe. We're lifting our heel nice and high, and then we're exhaling as we slowly lower down. Again, to show that from the side. Inhale, weight shift the weight to the ball of the toe. Lift up on that inhale, and then as you exhale, slowly lower that heel down. 3 more times. Are you ready? Inhale, weight shift forward, lift that heel nice and high. Exhale, slowly lowering that heel down. 2 more times. Inhale, weight shift forward, lift that heel as high as you can. Get that strength in that calf muscle. Exhale, slowly lowering down. And final time. Inhale, weight shift forward, lifting up through that heel. And exhaling, relaxing that heel down. Don't let go of single leg standing on your left side. So really challenge the balance and the strength through your hip, pelvis, and your back. Let's do the opposite direction. So remember, inhale, weight shift the weight to the heel, lift the toes, lift the foot up. It's a smaller movement for sure. Exhale, dropping that back down. Watching it from the side. Inhale, shift the weight to the heel, lift the toes, lift the foot up. And then exhale, dropping it back down 3 more times, just like we did with the others. Inhale, shift the weight to the heel, lift the toes, lift that foot up. And exhale, dropping it down 2 more times. Inhale, shift the weight to the heel, lift the toes, lift that foot up. Exhale, dropping it down. And finally, 1 more time. Inhale, shift the weight to the heels, lift the toes, lift that foot up. And exhale, relaxing it down. Very nice. Now, here's what I would like you to do. Before we change to another group of muscles, I feel like you probably are all feeling muscles of your legs. Let's just give our ankles a little bit of opening before we move on to our quadriceps and our hamstrings. So just stand on the left leg, take your right foot forward, use your balance of your chair, or challenge yourself to not hold on at all. And just do some circles of your ankle in one direction, circles of your ankle in the opposite direction. And then place the right foot on the floor, lift the left leg up, either holding onto your chair or holding nothing. A couple of circles of that foot in one direction, a couple of circles of that foot in the other direction. And then place the left foot down. Have it so that you're facing away from your chair. Walk yourself back nice and far from your chair. Make sure that you can gaze at your feet and see that they're hip distance apart. Have the outside of the feet now lining up to the sides of your yoga mat. Once you feel like you've got all of that correctly, take your left foot and step it halfway to your chair. Have your left knee bent. Have your right knee straight, really straighten through that right knee. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, lean into that chair, lean into that left knee, and allow yourself to feel that beautiful opening through that right calf muscle. Now lengthen your neck, settle your chin, make sure your abdominals are engaged, shoulder blades are back and down. Hold yourself right here. Take a deep inhale into your belly and exhaling out. 1 more time, nice deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. Slowly stepping the left leg back to match where the right leg is, and then stepping the right foot forward, bending the right knee, making sure that the outside of that left foot lines up with the side of the mat and that left knee is straight. Now taking a nice deep inhale here, straightening that left knee as you exhale, shifting your weight forward onto your right foot. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, engage the rib cage, abdominal, shoulder blades back and down, holding yourself as you feel that opening through your left calf muscles. Taking a nice deep inhale into the belly here and exhaling out. 1 more time, nice deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. Beautiful. Now stepping your right leg back and then slowly walking yourself towards your chair. Now, what I would like you to do is you have 2 options for this next exercise. You can hold on to the back of the chair, rest your forearms onto the back of the chair, or if you want to make the exercise even a little bit harder, turn your chair and place your hands onto the seat of the chair, or bring your hands down onto the seat of the chair. So the easiest is the first, the hardest is the last. You pick which of those 4 positions you feel comfortable in. And once you're there, let's go ahead and start working on our hamstrings. So gently place yourself in the position that you're choosing. I am going to start with my elbows and my forearms resting on my chair, which is the hardest position. Now, in this position, weight shift all of your weight to your left leg. Knee is slightly bent. Don't lock your knees out. That's too much tension into your hamstrings. Take your right leg and gently bring your right leg straight behind you. Check in that your pelvis doesn't rotate open. Check in that your pelvis doesn't drop down. Keep your pelvis nice and straight. Now, in this position, push between your shoulder blades, lengthen your neck, tuck your chin into your chest or your throat. As you inhale, bend your right knee. As you exhale, straighten it. Now, believe me, you're using your right hamstring, but oh, are you using your left gluteals and stabilizers? So let's go through this for 3 more breaths. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, relax. 2 more. Inhale and bend. Exhale, relax. 1 more. Inhale and bend. And exhale and relax. Very nice. Dropping the right foot down next to the left, hip distance apart. Keeping yourself in this modification of downward dog, however you've chosen to do it of the 4 options. Shift your weight over to your right leg. Once you have the shifted weight over to your right leg, take that left leg and bring it straight out. Make sure your pelvis doesn't lift up. Make sure your pelvis doesn't lift down. So a nice straight pelvis. Push between those shoulder blades, engage through that chest, abdominals, lengthen the neck, settle your chin to your throat. Holding this position for me, taking that inhale and bending that knee and exhaling and straightening that knee. Inhaling and bending, exhaling and straightening 3 more times. Inhale and bend, exhale and straighten, and inhale and bend. Exhale and straighten. 1 more, I promise. Inhale and bend. Exhale and straighten and lower that left foot to the floor. Slowly lift yourself up into a standing position and then find yourself sitting in your chair. Once you're sitting in your chair, allow yourself here to do a nice forward bend to kind of open up through your back and everything else. So slowly start to bend your neck and your chin towards your chest. Slowly let your rib cage roll all the way downward. Let the belly come to the thighs, the chest come to the knees. Slowly open up through that low back, maybe even drop those arms downward, gaze back to the back of your chair, and just let yourself be here. Nice deep inhales in, nice deep exhales out. Deep inhale in, deep exhale out. Make sure the back of that neck is long and you're staring down behind your chair. 1 more time, deep inhale in, and deep exhale out. Then push your feet into the floor first. Slowly start at your tailbone and slowly curl your spine all the way up, 1 segment at a time, until finally the neck lengthens and you are looking straight upward. All right, now let's do a moment here to kind of open up functionally through the hamstrings and sitting before we start to tackle these quadricep muscles. So here's what I want you to do. Make sure you're close to the edge of the chair. So have about 1/3 of your leg bone and your entire pelvis on the chair. Once you're in that position, place your elbows down onto your thighs. You can kind of interlace your hands together if you like. Now, here's the important part. We're trying to lengthen through our hamstrings here since we just did a little bit of work on our hamstrings in standing. So what I want to make sure that you do is get a nice straight back. So allow your belly to pull gently towards your thighs. Take your shoulder blades and pull them back and down. Get a nice straight spine, lengthen the neck, settle the chin into the throat, gaze down at your hands that are interlaced. Now in this position, it takes a little bit of strength to get here, but what I want you to do is I want you to pop your booty off the chair. So now you are in a squat position. Keep your gaze at your thumbs as you stay in the squat position. Allow the spine to stay nice and straight. And as you inhale, just try to straighten your knees as you gaze between the knees through the back of the chair. And then as you exhale,
Slowly bend the knees, engage those quadriceps. How close can you get to that chair without touching it? All right, let's do that again. Inhaling, lengthening. We're going to do 5 times. Exhaling and relaxing. Touch the chair or come close to the chair. 3 more. Inhaling, straightening those knees straight back. Look straight back to the chair. Exhaling, bending the knees. And 2 more times. Inhaling, straightening the knees. And exhaling, bending the knees. And finally, inhaling, straightening. Exhaling, bending. This time, bend and slowly sit back to the chair. Walk your hands onto your thighs and slowly push yourself up into a seated position. Beautiful job. Now, let's do even more work for our quadricep muscles. So, chair pose is a common pose in yoga. Well, we're already in chair pose because we're sitting on a chair. But I want to see how good each and every one of you can make your chair pose. So let's talk about how to stand up out of a chair the most efficient way first, and then we're going to work on the best chair pose that we can. So take 1 foot and place it slightly in front of your knee. 1 foot, bring it slightly back so that your toes line up with your knee. You pick which foot at home you're going to do that with. Then take your entire body, spine stays nice and long, and shift your whole body weight up and over your legs. Whichever foot is furthest behind you, take a nice deep inhale and push into that leg and bring yourself up into a standing position. Very nice. Now, place your feet so that your feet are hip distance apart. You know how to do that. We've done it already once. Have it so that the chair is near you, behind you, so that as you challenge your chair pose, if you go a little too far, all you got to do is sit and you're safe. No worries on falls. Now that you've got your alignment of your feet, make sure that the outside of the feet line up with the outside of, or the sides of your mat. Check in that your pelvis is in that neutral position. So don't be in too much of a tuck or tilt, and don't be in too much of a tuck. So find that neutral position of your pelvis. Keep your knees nice and soft. Allow yourself to lengthen your spine, shoulder blades back and down, lengthen your neck, gaze straight in front of you. Bring your arms up to your shoulder level. Now, if you've got shoulder impingement and this is too much for you, then you can by all means just keep your hands in prayer pose as we do this. But see if you can engage that upper body. Feel the pulling of the shoulder blades back and down as you hold those arms up. Now, find that ankle. So move your body weight forward to backward. Feel the weight in the center of your foot. So make sure you've got weight into the balls of your toes. Once you have that, start to push your feet down into the floor. As you push your feet down into the floor, you'll feel your quadriceps and your gluteals and even some of your hamstrings engage. Now take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, slowly sit back towards the chair. As you sit back towards the chair, make sure you don't change your spinal position. Keep your abdominals embraced. Keep your spine nice and long. Lengthen your neck. Gaze forward. Where is the position that you say, I say enough? Hold that position. Push into your feet. Feel your glutes engage as you push into your feet. Maintain that position. Give me a nice deep inhale into your belly and exhaling out. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin. 2 more breaths, and then we will stand. Deep inhale in, exhaling out. 1 more time. Inhale and exhaling. Now, slowly push into your feet, straighten yourself up, start to squeeze your glutes, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your glutes, and relax your arms down. Maybe a couple of circle shoulders. And then, of course, we're going to do it all over again. So check in that you've got the right alignment through your feet. Make sure you feel comfortable that your chair is there in case you go too far. Because I want you to find that edge of being able to use these muscles and not be able to hold it.
All right, let's see how we can do. So find the alignment first in your feet. So make sure you feel like you're in the center of your foot. Some weight into the balls of your toes. Check in that your pelvis is in a neutral position. So not too much of an arch through your back, letting that supple pull forward, not too much of a tuck. So find the middle of the road for you. Then bring those arms up, pull those shoulder blades back and down, lengthen that neck, settle that chin into your throat. Oh, how about let's focus on the tongue to the roof of the mouth this time and gaze straight forward. All right, begin to push into your feet. Feel the engagement of your leg muscles as you do that. Start with an inhale, and then as you exhale, sit that hip and the pelvis back as you bend your knees. Don't let your knees go forward. Keep sitting, keep sitting, keep sitting, keep sitting. Where is your chair pose? Find your edge, hold it wherever you are. 2 breaths, deep inhale in and exhale out. 1 more breath, deep inhale in and exhale out. Now we got to get to standing. So push into those feet and push into those feet and pinch that butt and push into the feet, pinch that butt and relax those arms down. All right, I promise this will be our last time and we will make our way all the way to the chair this time. So because you know it's the last time and there's only 2 breaths, give yourself everything you can do to strengthen those legs. Alignment is key. Do not cause any pain whatsoever, but find that edge of strength that you know these leg bones, these leg muscles have. All right, here we go. Check in that you've got your alignment. Start that weight shift. Make sure you're starting with the weight in the center of your foot. Knees are soft but straight. Go to your pelvis. Are you in a neutral position of your pelvis? Allow yourself to gently bring your arms up to shoulder height if that's comfortable for you. Prayer pose if it's not. Shoulder blades back and down and engaged. Lengthen the neck, settle the chin, tongue to the roof of the mouth. Gaze is forward. Here we go. Deep inhale into the belly. And as you exhale, sit that pelvis back. Bend the knees. Don't let your knees go forward. Let your hips go back and sit. And sit, push into the feet, and sit, push into the feet. Where is your edge of your chair? Shoulder blades are back and down. Let's breathe. Deep inhale in and exhaling out. Deep inhale in and exhaling out. Good job. And then slowly lower yourself to your chair. How'd you do? I hope you did well. I hope you feel like you found strength in those legs like you never normally do. All right, so let's do one more nice, beautiful forward fold in this position before we begin to make our way down to the mat to start to strengthen those hips a little bit more. So we kind of started at our feet, we moved up to our legs, and now we're going to our pelvis and our hips next. But let's open our back one time nicely in sitting. So start with a nice deep inhale, and then on the exhale, chin is to chest. Roll that rib cage down. Let that spine curl. Bring the belly towards the thigh, the knees and the chest towards one another. Lengthen the back of the neck. Gaze downward. Back of the chair is your gaze. And then if you're comfortable, just slowly drop the arms down. Now, allow yourself here to take the deepest inhales and exhales into your belly. We're going to do 3 breaths here. So deep inhale and exhale. Deep inhale into the belly. Feel that stretch to your low back. And exhale. One more time here. Deep inhale. And exhale. Now push into your feet. Feel everything engage as you start to push into your feet. And then start at that tailbone, and at the base of your spine, slowly start to curl that spine up, one segment at a time. Allowing the rib cage to come up, finally lengthening through the neck as the shoulder girdles come down until finally your gaze is upward. Beautiful. Now, here's what I would like everyone at home to do with me. We are done with the chair. I know you're happy about that. So what I'd like you to do is move your chair out of the way and then find yourself in child's pose down on your mat and make sure you've got a block somewhere near you.
All right. So starting in child's pose, take a moment to gaze back and make sure that your feet are hip distance. And check in that you had your knees hip distance as you sat yourself back onto your heels. Can you just shift your weight side to side a little bit and feel that you've got equal weight into your left and your right legs as you're in child's pose? Let your chest feel where it touches the front of your thigh towards your knees. Keep the length of the back of your neck. Settle the crown of your head to the floor. If you need a block or something to support your head, by all means do that. And then take a nice deep inhale into your belly. And then exhaling out. And one more time, deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. And then slowly allow yourself to push up into hands and knees pose. So as you push up into hands and knees pose, check in. Do you have that alignment through the knees? That's correct. Can you not see your feet on the inside or the outside? Can you place your hips directly on top of your knees? And can you walk those hands so that your hands are underneath your elbows, which are underneath your shoulders? Index fingers are forward, thumbs are nice and in, outer three fingers are out. All right, let's go through 3 cat-cows here before we keep strengthening these legs today. So take a nice deep inhale, sink the spine, lift the tailbone, shoulder blades are back and down, let that chest lift, front of the neck lengthens and look up. And then as you exhale, pull that belly in, tuck that tailbone under, rib cage curls under, spread the shoulder blades, chin to chest, gaze into your belly button. 2 more times. Inhaling, sinking everything down. And exhaling, curling everything up. You've got it. And then final time, inhaling, sinking everything down. Exhaling, curling it all up. Get the back of that neck long, chin to chest, gaze into that belly button. Beautiful. Now find your table pose. So that's a nice straight spine. Allow yourself to check in that you feel like you've got equal weight into your hands and equal weight into your knees. We're going to do some gluteal strengthening in table pose here. If you do not have the happiest wrists in the world and you feel like you're not going to be able to handle staying on your wrists here, by all means, take this next moment to drop yourself down onto your elbows, but check in that your elbows stay stacked directly underneath your shoulders. So pick whether you're in table pose or modification of it where you are on your elbows. Then take your right leg and straighten your right leg all the way out behind you. Now, as you do that, can you take a quick look at your left leg and make sure that your leg bone didn't go out to the side or your pelvis didn't move? Turn your toes under, allow your heel to point back. Tighten your abdominals, keep your spine nice and long, and take an inhale and lift that leg off the floor 2 to 3 inches. Hold it there for me. Now, here's what I want you to do. Take a deep inhale in, and then as you exhale, tighten those abdominals. That's it. Hold it. One more deep inhale in. Exhale, tighten those abdominals. Drop those toes back down to the floor. Slide that right leg in. Shift your weight over to the right leg. Slide the left leg out and then turn the left toes under. Check in that you're still in your tabletop position. Give yourself this moment and this breath to take a nice good brace of your abdominals. And then on the exhale, push the heel back away from you. Make sure this right leg bone is perpendicular to the floor. Then take an inhale and lift that leg up. Don't let your back arch. 2 to 3 inches is all we need. Keep that leg long. Keep those abdominals braced. Take a deep inhale here and an exhale. One more time. Nice deep inhale and an exhale. And slowly slide that left leg back down. Give yourself a nice deep inhale here, and then on the exhale, sit back onto your heels. Chest comes down towards those knees. Slowly allow the crown of the head to come back down to the floor. Let's do 2 deep inhales into the belly here. And exhaling out. And one more time, deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Beautiful. Now, find your yoga block. And once you have your yoga block, place your yoga block at the top of your mat. And then slowly lay yourself down onto your side, resting yourself so that the yoga block is providing support for your head. So we're going to do some strengthening of our outer hip muscles here and some strengthening of our inner thigh muscles, all while laying on our side. So I want to make sure that your neck is in a comfortable position. Obviously, if you've got a larger shoulder girdle, you might need to be in the taller position of the block. Find what is the comfortable position for you. Once you're there, check in that your shoulders are stacked one on top of the other, and then bring the left knee up so that the knee is a little bit higher than hip height. Let the left foot rest in line with the side of your mat. Once you're there, right hand is going to hold to the underside of this left knee to kind of keep your spine nice and stable. And then just gently slide your right leg out. Now, make sure that you feel like if you could see your right leg right now, it looks like it's running parallel to the floor and that your pelvis didn't roll back as you did that. All right, point your toes towards your head. Feel the tension in the calf muscles when you do that. In this position, take an inhale, lift the leg 3 inches up. As you exhale, come back to that parallel position. Inhaling, lift. Exhaling, relax. Inhaling, lift. Exhaling, relax. Just 2 more, I promise. Inhaling, lift. Exhaling, relax. And finally, inhaling, lift. Exhaling, relax, and slide that leg in. Stack the knees one on top of the other. Once your knees are stacked one on top of the other, allow your knees to now come down below the height of your hips. Place your right hand on your pelvis. Point your toes up towards your head. Heels are together. Squeeze the heels together here. And then slowly with the right knee, inhale as you lift that leg up into a clam. Exhale and relax. 4 more times. Inhale and lift. Exhale and relax. Inhaling and lifting. Exhaling and relaxing. 2 more. Inhaling and lifting and exhaling and relaxing. And final time. Inhale and lift and exhale and relax. Beautiful. Now, finally, place the right foot on the floor outside of your mat. Take your left leg and straighten your left leg underneath you. Point your toes up towards your head on your left leg. Right hand can hold that right knee if you need to. With the left leg, this is a hard one, guys. Take an inhale and lift the leg 3 inches off the floor. Knee needs to be straight. Exhale, relax it down. 4 more times. Inhaling and lifting. Exhaling and relaxing. Inhaling and lifting and exhaling and relaxing. And 2 more for me. Inhale and lift. Exhale and relax. Final one. Inhaling and lifting. Exhaling and relaxing, sliding that left knee in, placing the right foot on top. All right, now all of those hip muscles we just did, let's repeat it on the opposite side. So you can do a 180 and flip yourself. I'm going to use my bottom elbow and my top hand and push myself up and simply turn myself to the opposite side of my mat. And then as I do that, lay myself back down on my side, rest my head onto that yoga block. Once I'm there, find that position of alignment of my shoulders stacked one on top of the other. And then take my right knee a little higher than my hip, holding onto it with my upper left hand so that I've got support. Now, in this position, take an inhale, and as you exhale, push that left leg straight out. Can you get that left leg parallel to the floor? Point the toes up towards your head. Now in this position, take a nice deep inhale, lift the leg 3 inches, and exhale and relax. Inhale, lift the leg 3 inches, make sure that pelvis isn't moving. Exhale and relax 3 more times. Inhaling and lifting, exhaling and relaxing. Inhaling and lifting, exhaling and relaxing. Final time for those abductors. Inhaling and lifting, and exhaling and relaxing, and sliding that leg up and in, having both knees and ankles stacked one on top of the other. Once you're there, slowly let the knees come down below the height of the hips. Then place the left hand onto the pelvis so that the pelvis and the low back don't move. Point the toes up, allow the heels to be touching one another. Squeeze into your heels, left knee now. Inhale, lift the knee up, and then as you exhale, slowly lower it back down. 4 more times. Inhaling and lifting, exhaling and relaxing. Inhaling and lifting. Can you get that breath and that movement to happen together? 2 more. Inhale and lift. Exhale and relax. And final time, inhale and lift. And exhale and relax. Excellent. Now, take the left leg, bend the knee up and place the foot on the floor in front of you. The left hand can hold that left leg and take that right leg underneath you and straighten that leg as straight as you can get it. Now in this position, right toes, point them up towards your head. Get that right knee nice and straight. Here we go. Can you inhale and lift that leg off the floor? And exhale and relax it. 4 more. Inhale and lift. And exhale and relax. And inhale and lift. Exhale and relax. Get that breath and movement together. Inhale and lift. Exhale and relax. And final time. Inhale and lift. Exhale and relax. Slide that right leg in. Relax that left foot onto the right thigh. From here, move your block out to the side of your body. Slowly roll yourself over onto your back. Once you feel like you're on your back, shoulder blades are underneath you. Allow yourself to keep your knees bent. Rest your feet flat onto the floor. All right, we're not done strengthening yet. I know we have one last exercise to do. So in this position, here's what I want you to do. Check in that you see that your ankles feel like they're stacked on top of your knees and that you feel like your feet are about hip distance apart. Have your shoulder blades underneath you, arms are resting out beside you, lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Now, start to gently push your feet down into the floor. Take a nice deep inhale, and then on your exhale, brace through your abdominal muscles. All right, let's do bridge here, bridge pose, but the safe and good way. So now that your abdominal muscles are nice and embraced and contracted, take an inhale and lift your pelvis and push your knees up and over your toes. Squeeze through your glutes as tightly as you can. Holding here, give me a nice deep inhale and exhale. Make sure those abdominals are braced. Nice deep inhale and exhale. One more breath here. Deep inhale in and exhale out, and slowly lower that pelvis back down to the floor. Soften the feet on the floor. We're going to do that one last time. So lengthen your neck, settle your chin, shoulder blades are underneath you, arms are relaxing, doing nothing beside you right now. Start to push your feet into the floor. Feel everything engage in your pelvis and your hamstrings when you do that. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, brace and get those abdominals contracted. Now take that inhale, lift that pelvis, push those knees away from you, squeeze through those glutes, hold it here. Nice deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. 2 more times, deep inhale into the belly. exhaling out, and final inhale into the belly, and exhaling out. Relax that pelvis onto the floor. Take your right knee up to your chest. Hold your hands around your shin. Take your left leg straight down onto the floor. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale, pull that knee into the chest. Shoulder blades are back and down. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, tongue to the roof of your mouth. Maybe even point those toes up for me now. Take a deep inhale in, exhale, pull that knee in a little bit more. Now, one final little hamstring opening for those of you that may have gotten a hamstring cramp doing bridge pose. Take your hands behind your knee here, keep those toes pointed up. Give me an inhale, straighten that leg. Exhale, relaxing that leg 2 more times here. Inhale, straightening that leg. FYI, you're strengthening your quadricep here. Exhaling, relaxing, final time. Inhale, straighten that leg. Exhale and relax it. Now keep your left leg where it is. Slowly take your left hand to your right knee, right hand out to the side of your body, and lower your right foot to your left thigh. And take a nice deep inhale here. And then on the exhale, let your knee fall to the left. Feel that pelvis and that hip opening. Feel that low back opening. Feel that rib cage opening. Keep that shoulder blade down, lengthen through your neck, and then gently turn your gaze to your right. Don't worry, I didn't forget about that left hamstring. We're going to do it next. Take a deep inhale into the belly. Exhaling out. One more time, deep inhale into the belly. Exhaling out. Starting at that right rib cage, de-rotating the rib cage down, followed by the low back, followed by that pelvis. Finally, the hip. Place your right foot on the floor. Slide your left leg up. Once your left leg is up, take your left knee to your chest, hands around the shin bone, right leg down onto your mat. Take a nice deep inhale here, and then on the exhale, pull that knee nice and tight into your chest. Now lengthen your neck, settle your chin, shoulder blades back and down, toes up for me here. One more nice deep inhale, and exhale, really pull that knee into your chest here. And then take the hands to the underside of the knee, keeping that knee secured to your chest. Toes are up, lengthen that neck. Let's go through 3 lengthening of this hamstring. So inhaling, straightening the knee. Exhaling and relaxing. Inhaling, straightening the knee. Exhaling and relaxing. Let's do it one more time. Nice deep inhale as you straighten. Exhale as you relax. Very nice. Then take the right hand to the outside of that knee, left hand out to the side of your body, and then gently rest that left foot onto the right thigh. Slowly starting at the hip and pelvis, take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, pulling that left knee to the right, feeling the pelvis lift, the low back lift, that rib cage lift, keeping that left shoulder blade down, lengthen your neck, settle your chin, and finally turn your gaze to the left. Now, take a deep inhale into your belly and exhaling out. One more time, deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Starting at that left rib cage, bringing the head back to the center first, slowly letting that rib cage come down, followed by the low back, followed by that pelvis, followed by that hip. And then place the left foot on the floor, slide the right leg up. Take one knee to your chest, followed by the other knee to your chest. Take a deep inhale in, and as you exhale, pull those knees up and into your chest. Shoulder blades are down. Lengthen your neck. Settle your chin into your throat. Relax your feet. Take a deep inhale into your belly here. And exhaling out. One more breath. Deep inhale in. And exhaling out. Engaging into your abdominals before you gently place your feet back down onto the floor. One at a time, then slowly letting the legs come to the corners of your mat as you straighten your legs down the mat. Relaxing your shoulder blades underneath you, palms up towards the sky, lengthening your neck, settling your chin. All right, keeping your body nice and still. Let's just take a moment to review what we did today. So our goal for class was leg strengthening. We started down at our toes, working our toe extensors, our toe flexors, and the muscles of our feet. We moved up to our ankles and worked heel raises and foot raises, strengthening through the front and the back of our shin bones. We then moseyed up to our hamstrings and our quadricep muscles and strengthened through the front and the back of our thigh bones. From there, we made our way down to the mat. We worked our gluteal muscles on our hands and knees, made it to our side, worked through our hip rotators, our hip abductors, all of those hip muscles on each side. Finally and delightfully ended with a gorgeous bridge pose. And here we are an hour later with some strong legs, a rested mind, and a healing body. Now keep your body nice and still. Allow yourself to take a couple slow inhales into your belly and exhaling out. And one more time, nice deep inhaling in and exhaling out. When you feel like you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes and circles with those wrists and those ankles. And then gently slide one leg up, followed by the other. And slowly allow yourself to roll over onto your side. Rest there for at least a breath. And then when you're ready, on an exhale, using the top hand and the bottom elbow and pushing yourself up into a seated position. Finding your way to easy pose, the first time we have sat in easy pose today. Hands to our hearts and smiles on those faces, not just the lips. Smile through your whole entire face. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. Namaste. The highest in me salutes the highest in you. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you feel stronger.